The morning sky above New York turned purple as five massive alien ships descended through Earth's atmosphere. People stopped in the streets, cars halted, and millions of phones pointed upward to capture humanity's first contact with alien life. The date was July 15, 2145, a day that would change Earth forever. Commander James Miller stood straight and proud on the hastily prepared landing pad at the United Nations headquarters. As the leader of Earth's United Defense Force, he had trained for this moment, but nothing could truly prepare anyone for meeting aliens for the first time. Next to him stood world leaders and diplomats, all trying to hide their nervous energy behind practiced smiles. The alien ship landed with a soft hum. It was beautiful, with smooth silver surfaces that seemed to flow like liquid metal. A door appeared in its side, melting away to reveal three tall figures. The aliens walked down slowly, their movements graceful and controlled. They stood nearly 8 feet tall, with blue-tinted skin and large, dark eyes. "Welcome to Earth," Commander Miller said, stepping forward with his hand extended in greeting. "We are honored to." Silence. The tallest alien spoke, its voice coming through a translator device. "We are the representatives of the Galactic Council. We are here to inform you of your new status." The crowd went quiet. Miller's extended hand slowly dropped to his side. "Earth is now under Council protection," the alien continued. "Your resources will be managed by Council supervisors. Your military forces will be disbanded. This is not a negotiation." President Laura Thompson stepped forward. "With all due respect, Earth is a sovereign planet. We welcome peaceful contact and trade, but we will not surrender our independence." The alien's large eyes narrowed. "You misunderstand. We are not asking. Earth has been classified as a Level 2 civilization due to your limited space travel capabilities. According to Council law, such planets require guidance." Commander Miller felt his jaw tighten. Months of first contact training told him to stay diplomatic, but everything about this felt wrong. "Perhaps we could discuss this further," he suggested. "We have prepared meeting facilities." A bright flash lit up the sky. On screens worldwide, people watched in horror as the Lunar Research Base, home to 50 scientists, exploded into space debris. "That was your only warning," the alien announced. "Your primitive weapons cannot harm our ships. You have 24 hours to begin the surrender process." The aliens turned and walked back to their ship, leaving Earth's leaders standing in shocked silence. As soon as the ship's door closed, Miller's communication device buzzed. Emergency messages were flowing in from military commands worldwide. In the chaos that followed, Miller was rushed to the underground command center beneath the Rocky Mountains. The facility hummed with activity as military personnel from every nation coordinated their responses. "They killed 50 people," General Adams said, his face grim on the main screen. "This isn't first contact. This is an invasion." Miller looked at the tactical displays showing the alien ships now positioned around Earth. "How many ships total?" 47 detected so far, a young analyst reported. "All larger than anything we've ever built. They're deploying smaller craft to major cities." "What are our options?" President Thompson asked from Washington. Miller studied the data flowing across his screens. The aliens thought they knew everything about Earth's capabilities. They expected surrender from a primitive civilization, but they had made 3 critical mistakes. First, they assumed Earth's space technology matched what they could see. Second, they thought humanity would break easily. And third, they hadn't bothered to scan deep enough beneath the planet's surface. "Madam President," Miller said, his voice steady, "request permission to activate Protocol Omega." There was a moment of silence on the channel. Every world leader present knew what that meant. Years of secret preparations, hidden facilities, and weapons that officially didn't exist. "Permission granted," the president replied. "God help us all." As alerts went out to hidden bases around the world, Commander Miller allowed himself a small smile. The Galactic Council thought they were dealing with helpless primitives. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. In secret bunkers across the planet, doors that hadn't opened in decades began to slide apart. Humanity had been preparing for this day for longer than anyone knew, and they were ready to fight back. Deep beneath the ice of Antarctica, Dr. Alice Wright walked through a massive underground hangar that officially didn't exist. Around her, hundreds of engineers and scientists rushed to prepare humanity's secret weapons. The facility stretched for miles, carved into the frozen continent over decades. "Status report," she called out, approaching the main control center. The screens showed similar facilities awakening across the planet. Hidden bases under the Amazon rainforest, the Sahara Desert, and the Pacific Ocean. "All systems coming online," her assistant reported. "The Council ships haven't detected our power signatures. The shielding is working perfectly." Alice smiled as she watched workers remove covers from rows of sleek spacecraft. These ships were humanity's best-kept secret, designed using technology recovered from alien crashes over the past century. While the world thought humans were just reaching Mars, these vessels could travel to distant stars. Her phone buzzed. A message from Commander Miller. "Project Phoenix is green. Show them what we've got." In the Antarctic Command Center, Alice pressed her hand against the main scanner. "Authorization." "Right, Alice. Project Phoenix activation sequence starting." Around the world, hidden doors opened in mountainsides. Underground lakes drained to reveal launch bays. Desert sands shifted as massive platforms rose from below. Humanity's real space fleet was waking up. The Council ships in orbit noticed nothing, their sensors fooled by decades-old stealth technology. They still believed they were watching a primitive planet. Colonel Robert Thompson stood in the bridge of Earth's first true battleship, the EDS Defender, hidden in an underwater base near Hawaii. His crew worked silently at their stations, preparing weapons that would shock their alien attackers. "All ships report ready," his tactical officer announced. "The Council fleet still hasn't detected us." Thompson nodded. "Send the signal. Operation Surprise begins in 30 minutes. In the Antarctic base, Dr. Wright activated her main project, a quantum computer AI that could hack and control alien systems. She had built it by studying their technology, finding weaknesses they didn't know existed. "They think we're primitive because we don't travel in space much," she told her team. "They never wondered why we stopped at Mars. They never asked why we seemed so interested in defensive technology instead of space exploration." The truth was simple. Humans had detected the Council's signals decades ago. They knew aliens were coming. Instead of rushing into space, they had prepared their defenses, building in secret, waiting for this day. The Council's ultimatum time was almost up. Their ships moved closer to Earth's major cities, ready to force humanity's surrender. They didn't notice the underwater doors opening beneath them. They missed the mountain hangar doors sliding apart. They failed to detect the hundreds of advanced human ships rising silently into attack position. In the Rocky Mountain Command Center, Commander Miller watched the countdown reach 0. "All ships, execute Attack Plan Delta. Show them humanity's real power." Across the globe, Earth's hidden fleet struck. Advanced EMP weapons, designed specifically for alien shields, fired simultaneously. Council ships suddenly lost power, their superior technology failing against weapons built specifically to defeat it. The alien commanders barely had time to realize what was happening. Their sensors came back online just in time to see swarms of Earth fighters emerging from clouds, oceans, and mountains. Human ships appeared from nowhere, their stealth systems making them invisible until the last second. "Impossible," the Council flagship commander shouted, watching Earth's real space fleet reveal itself. "They're supposed to be primitives." In her Antarctic base, Dr. Wright's quantum AI systems tore through alien computer defenses. Council ships lost control of their weapons. Their communications fell silent. Their supposedly unbeatable technology proved helpless against humanity's carefully planned attacks. Colonel Thompson's voice echoed across all channels. "Attention Council forces. You were warned not to underestimate Earth. You have 1 hour to surrender." The Council ships hung powerless in orbit as human vessels surrounded them. Decades of preparation had paid off. Earth's carefully hidden strength was finally revealed, and the galaxy would never be the same. Commander Miller sent one final message to the stunned Council forces: "Welcome to Earth. Now shall we discuss terms for your surrender?" Around the world, humans cheered as they watched their hidden protectors take control of the skies. The Council had expected to find helpless primitives. Instead, they had awakened humanity's full technological might and their worst nightmare. Commander Miller stood on the bridge of the EDS Avenger, Earth's most advanced battleship, as it led the attack on the Council's main command station. Through the viewing screens, he watched hundreds of Earth ships emerge from hyperspace, surrounding the massive alien station. "They've detected us," his tactical officer reported. "Council ships are moving to defend the station." Miller nodded calmly. "Send the signal. All ships, begin attack pattern Echo." The space around the command station erupted into battle. Earth ships, hidden for decades, now showed their true power. Smaller fighters moved in perfect formations, their pilots guided by combat AIs that could outthink any alien defense system. "Sir, Council ships are trying to call for reinforcements," the communications officer said. "Let them," Miller replied with a slight smile. "Dr. Wright's systems are ready." When the Council ships activated their long-range communications, Earth's trap was sprung. The quantum AI programs that Dr. Wright had created flooded into their networks. Alarms blared across Council ships as their own computers turned against them. "Their shields are down," someone shouted. "All primary Council defenses are offline." The Council's mighty warships, believed to be the strongest in the galaxy, floated helplessly in space. Their weapons wouldn't fire. Their engines wouldn't respond. Years of human planning had found every weakness in their technology. On the command station, the Council leaders watched in horror as Earth ships approached from all directions. They had ruled the galaxy for centuries, believing no younger race could challenge them. Now, their greatest defeat was unfolding before their eyes. "How is this possible?" the Council High Commander demanded. "They were supposed to be primitives. Their ships shouldn't even be able to reach this station." The answer came as Earth forces launched their main attack. Colonel Thompson's stealth fleet appeared behind the station, seemingly out of nowhere. The Council's sensors hadn't detected them even at close range. "All ships, fire at will," Thompson ordered. Human weapons struck with deadly accuracy. These weren't simple missiles or lasers. They were advanced quantum weapons designed to bypass Council shields completely. Where the Council expected primitive attacks, they found technology that surpassed their own. Commander Miller's voice echoed across all channels. "Attention Council forces. Your command station is surrounded. Your ships are disabled. Surrender now, or we will be forced to demonstrate more of Earth's military power." In the Antarctic base, Dr. Wright monitored the battle through her quantum computers. "Council ships are powering down their weapons," she reported. "They're surrendering." The Council's mighty command station, symbol of their power for centuries, now hung silent in space. Around it, Earth ships moved into position, their weapons ready if needed. But the fight was over almost before it began. Miller transported to the station with a team of Earth soldiers. They walked through corridors filled with stunned alien faces. The Council races had never imagined this outcome, defeated by a species they had planned to enslave. In the main control room, the Council High Commander stood waiting. The tall alien looked different now, no longer arrogant, but shocked and afraid. "How?" the alien asked simply. "How did you hide all this?" Miller studied the alien leader carefully. "You saw what you expected to see," he answered. "You looked at our public space program and saw primitives. You never wondered why we focused so much on defense technology. You never asked why we seemed content to stay near Earth." He walked to the station's main window, looking out at the Earth fleet. "We detected your signals decades ago. We knew you were coming. Instead of rushing into space, we prepared. Everything you saw of Earth's technology was just what we wanted you to see. The Council High Commander looked at the human ships with new understanding. The galaxy will hear of this, the alien said quietly. Yes, Miller agreed. They will hear how Earth defeated the mighty Council, how your arrogance led to your defeat, and perhaps they will learn what we already know. Never underestimate those you think are weaker than you. As Earth forces took control of the station, news of the victory spread across human colonies and ships. Humanity's first major battle against the Council had ended in total victory, but everyone knew this was just the beginning. The Council still controlled much of the galaxy. They would not accept defeat easily. But now they faced an enemy they never expected. Humans, with all their determination, creativity, and hidden strength. The real war was about to begin. The great meeting hall of the Galactic Council was in chaos. Hundreds of alien representatives shouted and argued as news of Earth's victory spread through the galaxy. The massive room, once a symbol of order and control, now showed how quickly things could fall apart. Ambassador David Clark sat quietly in Earth's newly granted seat, watching the drama unfold. After the battle at the command station, humanity had demanded proper representation. Now he could see the Council breaking apart before his eyes. "The Council leaders lied to us all," shouted the representative from a younger spacefaring race. "They told us Earth was primitive. They said the attack would be simple. Now look what has happened." Other voices joined in. Many younger races had suffered under Council rule, forced to obey their laws and pay heavy taxes. Earth's victory showed them that the Council wasn't as powerful as everyone thought. In her lab on Earth, Dr. Wright made another discovery that would shake things up even more. She studied the data from captured Council ships, finding more and more problems in their technology. "Commander Miller, you need to see this," she said through the secure communication line. "The Council's been lying about their technology too. They're not as advanced as they claim. They've been stealing innovations from younger races and claiming them as their own." Miller, who was coordinating Earth's defenses from the captured command station, understood what this meant. "Send the proof to Ambassador Clark. This will change everything." Back in the Council hall, Clark stood up to speak. The room fell silent. Everyone wanted to hear what Earth's representative would say. "Honored representatives," he began, his voice calm but firm. "Earth has discovered something you should all know." He pressed a button, showing the evidence on the giant screens around the hall. The Council didn't create most of their advanced technology. They took it from other races and kept the truth hidden. The room exploded with angry shouts again. Many races began checking the data, confirming Earth's claims. The Council's lies were being exposed one by one. "The humans speak the truth," called out another representative. "We developed quantum shielding 50 years ago, but the Council claimed it was their invention. They've been stealing from all of us." More revelations followed. The Council had kept many races weak by taking their inventions and keeping advanced technology for themselves. They had created an empire based on lies and theft. Colonel Thompson's voice came through Clark's private communicator. "Ambassador, our fleet has detected movement. Several Council member races are mobilizing their ships, but they're not moving against us. They're turning against the Council leadership." On screens throughout the galaxy, people watched as ships from different races broke away from Council control. Some came to Earth seeking alliance. Others simply declared their independence. "The Council is finished," an old alien diplomat told Clark quietly. "You humans didn't just beat their fleet. You exposed their lies. Everything is changing now." Dr. Wright's voice came through the Earth communication channels. "Ambassador, several alien scientists want to work with us. They say we've developed technology they've never seen before. They want to share knowledge." In the following hours, more chaos spread through Council space. Some races remained loyal to the old leadership, but many others saw their chance for freedom. The galaxy was splitting into new alliances. Commander Miller watched it all from the command station. "Send word to Earth," he ordered. "Tell them to prepare for both friends and enemies. Some races will join us, but others will blame us for destroying the old order." Ambassador Clark stood again in the council hall. The shouting had died down, replaced by intense discussions between different groups. Everyone knew the old system was dead. Now they had to build something new. "Earth offers friendship to all peaceful races," Clark announced. "We'll share our knowledge and help create a fair system. But we'll also defend ourselves and our allies against any threats." As the day ended, the galaxy had changed forever. The Council's power was broken, new alliances were forming, and humanity had shown itself to be far more powerful than anyone expected. But everyone knew this was just the beginning. Some Council forces were already preparing for war. The real test of Earth's strength was still to come. Red warning lights flashed across the Council's biggest military base. Alarms screamed as Earth ships appeared from nowhere, their new quantum drives making them almost invisible until the last second. Colonel Thompson stood on the bridge of his command ship, watching the attack unfold. "First wave, hit their supply lines," he ordered. "Second wave, take out their communication towers, just like we practiced." Earth's fighters moved like a swarm of angry bees, striking fast and hard. The Council forces tried to fight back, but they couldn't match human battle tactics. Years of ruling the galaxy had made them slow and predictable. Meanwhile, in deep space, Commander Miller led another attack on Council supply ships. "Status report," he called out to his fleet. "Their shields are useless against our new weapons," his tactical officer reported with a smile. "Dr. Wright's quantum torpedoes work perfectly. The Council ships don't know what hit them." Back on Earth, Dr. Wright monitored both battles from her command center. Her screen showed thousands of data points as her AI systems tracked every ship, every weapon, and every enemy movement. "Send the next set of commands to our AI fighters," she told her team. "Let's show them what Earth's best computers can do." The battle changed as Earth's unmanned fighters began their dance. They moved in ways no living pilot could match, their AI brains making thousands of decisions per second. Council ships, still using old-fashioned tactics, couldn't keep up. "This is impossible," a Council commander shouted as his ships exploded around him. "No one can fly like that." But the machines could, and humanity had spent years perfecting them for this moment. At the diplomatic center on Mars, Ambassador Clark met with representatives from Earth's new allies. Many younger races had joined Earth after seeing how they fought. The Council thought numbers would win the war, Clark explained, showing them Earth's battle plans. "They have more ships, more soldiers, but we have something better: creativity and adaptability." The aliens watched in amazement as human forces demonstrated new tactics. Earth ships would appear from hyperspace, strike hard, and vanish before the Council could respond. Small groups of fighters would take down ships 10 times their size using clever tricks and teamwork. "Council doctrine says big ships always beat small ships," one alien noted, "but your people prove that wrong every day." "The Council forgot the most important rule of war," Clark replied. "Never fight the way your enemy expects you to fight." Dr. Wright's voice came through the command channel. "All forces, prepare for Operation Thunderstrike. The Council is gathering their main fleet. Time to spring our biggest trap." The Council had indeed gathered their largest fleet ever. Over 10,000 ships prepared to attack Earth's forces. They thought superior numbers would guarantee victory. They were wrong. Commander Miller gave the signal. "All ships, execute Thunderstrike. Show them what humans can really do." Suddenly, the space around the Council fleet lit up with thousands of quantum distortions. Earth's secret weapon activated, devices that turned the Council's own hyperspace lanes against them. Their massive fleet found itself trapped, unable to move or fight properly. "Now," Colonel Thompson ordered, "all forces attack." Earth ships struck from every direction. Fighters darted between larger vessels, causing chaos. AI-controlled weapons found weak spots that Council engineers had never thought to protect. In just 2 hours, the mighty Council fleet was reduced to floating wreckage. Earth had won its greatest victory yet, destroying more enemy ships than anyone thought possible. "Send word to all Council worlds," Miller commanded. "Tell them what happened here. Let them know that humanity cannot be beaten by old tactics and arrogant thinking." The message spread quickly across the galaxy. The Council, which had ruled for centuries, was losing badly to a race they had dismissed as primitive. More allies joined Earth's cause, seeing which way the war was going. Dr. Wright's voice came through again. "Commander, we're detecting massive energy signatures. The Council is pulling forces from every corner of their territory. They're preparing for one final battle." Miller nodded grimly. "Good. Let them come. Earth is ready to show the galaxy one last time why you should never underestimate humanity." The final battle was approaching. But now everyone knew that when humans went to war, they played to win. The Council's capital world burned, not from weapons, but from riots. Millions of aliens from different races filled the streets, demanding change. The mighty Council, which had ruled the galaxy for 1,000 years, was falling apart from within. Inside the last secure Council building, the remaining leaders watched their empire crumble. Emergency alerts flashed on every screen. More worlds declared independence each hour. Their once mighty military split into competing factions. "We've lost contact with the Beta Sector," one Council member reported, his voice shaking. "The entire region has joined Earth's alliance." Commander Miller watched all this from Earth's new Forward Command Center. The screens showed the Council's territory shrinking as more races switched sides. "Report from Dr. Wright," his communications officer said. "Our deep space sensors show the Council gathering everything they have left. Over 20,000 ships heading for their capital." Miller nodded. "They're making their last stand. Send word to all Earth forces. It's time to end this." At her control center, Dr. Wright prepared Earth's final surprise. "All AI systems ready," she reported. "The Council still doesn't know about our quantum web. When their ships arrive, we'll turn their own computers against them." Ambassador Clark stood before the gathered representatives of Earth's allies. The meeting hall was packed with aliens who had joined humanity's cause. "Today, we end the Council's reign of fear," he announced. "Our combined fleets will strike together. Earth's technology, your courage, our shared desire for freedom. These will win the day." The Council leaders received the reports with growing fear. Earth ships had been spotted approaching from multiple directions. But worse, their own people were turning against them. "The Beta Sector fleet refuses to help us," one Council commander reported. "They say they won't fight for us anymore. The Gamma Sector ships have joined Earth's forces." Colonel Thompson's voice echoed through all Earth ships. "All forces, battle positions. Remember your training. The Council thinks they know how we fight. Let's prove them wrong one last time." The space around the Council capital erupted into the largest battle in galactic history. 20,000 Council ships faced off against the combined fleets of Earth and its allies. But numbers didn't tell the whole story. "Activate the quantum web," Dr. Wright commanded. Suddenly, Council ships began losing control. Their computers, linked together by Earth's quantum technology, turned against them. Weapons wouldn't fire. Engines shut down. Communications failed. "Impossible," the Council High Commander shouted. "How are they doing this?" The answer came as Earth's real attack began. Ships appeared from nowhere, using technology the Council didn't know existed. AI fighters moved in patterns that confused and terrified enemy crews. Quantum weapons stripped away defenses that had protected Council ships for centuries. "The Council's main defense line is broken," Thompson reported. "Their ships are retreating or surrendering." Miller watched as the mighty Council fleet fell apart. Some ships fled. Others turned their weapons on former allies. Many simply shut down their engines and waited to be captured. Ambassador Clark's voice carried across all channels. "To all Council forces, your leadership has failed. Surrender now, and you'll be treated fairly. Continue fighting, and you'll share their fate. One by one, Council ships powered down their weapons. The capital's defenses fell. Earth forces moved in to secure the planet. In the Council's grand chamber, Miller met the last Council leaders. They looked old and tired now, nothing like the proud aliens who had once threatened Earth. "How?" one of them asked. "How did you defeat us so completely?" Miller's answer was simple. "You thought being old made you wise. You thought controlling others made you strong. You forgot that real strength comes from innovation, from working together, from believing in something bigger than power." As Earth forces secured the Council capital, news spread across the galaxy. The Council's rule was over. A new age was beginning. But in deep space, hidden Council bases still waited. Their most fanatical supporters gathered, preparing one final desperate attack. The war wasn't over yet. Earth had won its greatest victory, but the hardest fight still lay ahead. 1 year after the fall of the Council capital, the galaxy looked very different. Ships from 100 different races flew freely through space. Trade routes once controlled by the Council now bustled with independent merchants. Peace had returned to most worlds. Commander Miller stood in the Great Hall of the new Galactic Alliance, built where the Council's palace once stood. Around him, representatives from across the galaxy gathered to mark the first anniversary of their victory. "Hard to believe it's been a year," Dr. Wright said, joining him at the window. She watched ships from different worlds moving peacefully through the sky. "Remember when they thought we were primitives?" The last holdouts of the Council had made their final attack 3 months ago. It was a desperate move that failed quickly. Earth's advanced technology and the combined forces of the new alliance had defeated them in just 2 days. "Report from the outer sectors," Colonel Thompson announced, walking up to them. "The last Council loyalist base surrendered this morning. It's really over now." Ambassador Clark stood at the grand podium, addressing the gathered representatives. The hall was fuller than ever, with dozens of newly independent races joining the alliance. 1 year ago, Earth showed the galaxy that true strength isn't about controlling others, he said. It's about working together, about sharing knowledge and helping each other grow. On screens across the galaxy, people watched as the new alliance signed its founding charter. Unlike the old Council, this was a true partnership of equals. Every race, whether old or young, had the same rights and voice. The technology exchange program is exceeding all expectations, Dr. Wright reported happily. We're learning as much from other races as they're learning from us. Together, we're making discoveries that would have taken centuries alone. Miller smiled as he watched alien children playing with human kids in the garden below. They were using translator devices his team had helped develop, sharing stories and games from their different worlds. The Council's biggest mistake, he said, wasn't underestimating our weapons. It was thinking that keeping others down would make them stronger. The new alliance proved this wrong every day. Freed from Council control, younger races were developing amazing technologies. Working together, they solved problems that had troubled the galaxy for generations. Thompson's voice came through the comm system. You'll want to see this, Commander. The first Joint Species Academy just opened on Mars. We've got students from 50 different worlds training together. The Academy was just one example of the changes. Earth ships now helped protect trade routes alongside their alien allies. Human doctors worked with alien healers, sharing knowledge to save lives. Scientists from different worlds made breakthrough discoveries together. Remember how they threatened Earth a year ago? Dr. Wright asked. Now we're helping lead the galaxy into a new age. Ambassador Clark concluded his speech. The Council fell because they chose fear over friendship, control over cooperation. Earth's victory showed the galaxy a better way. Together, we're building something that will last not through force, but through trust and mutual respect. The gathered representatives cheered. Many of them had fought alongside Earth in the final battles. Now they worked together to keep the peace. In orbit above the planet, Earth's fleet patrolled alongside ships from other worlds. The crews had learned to work together, combining their different skills and traditions to become stronger than ever. Message from Earth Command. Miller's aide reported. The first faster-than-light corridor using combined human and alien technology is ready for testing. They want you to lead the ceremony. Miller looked at his friends. Dr. Wright with her brilliant mind, Thompson with his tactical genius, Clark with his diplomatic skills. Together with their alien allies, they had changed the galaxy forever. The Council thought they knew everything, he said. They never understood that real power comes from working together, from sharing knowledge, from helping each other grow. As the celebration continued below, ships from 100 worlds flew in formation overhead. They spelled out words that flashed across every screen in the galaxy. United we stand, united we grow. Earth had not just won a war. They had helped create a new future, where all races could reach for the stars together. The age of the Council was over. The age of cooperation had begun.